Paul Waldman of Media Matters recently gave a press conference called Fear and Loathing in Prime Time, Immigration Myths and Cable News. He said the goal was to debunk myths that have grown up around the issue of illegal immigration, largely due to TV hosts like Lou Dobbs, Glenn Beck, and Bill O'Reilly. Our goal? To debunk some BS with a little good old-fashioned truth. Waldman's first point is that immigrants do not commit a disproportionate amount of crime. Watch carefully for the first of many times he will conflate immigrants and illegal aliens.
The first myth is that undocumented immigrants are responsible for a disproportionate amount of crime in the United States today. This is simply false. Yet, despite the fact that numerous studies have found that immigrants in general commit fewer crimes than native-born citizens, these cable hosts and their guests pound on the alleged connection between illegal immigration and crime night after night. In 2007, on these 3 programs alone, there were nearly 200 segments on undocumented immigrants and crime, feeding this myth that Americans should fear being victimized by undocumented immigrants.
The truth is that no one knows exactly how much crime illegal aliens commit. With sanctuary cities like New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, etc., forbidding police to ask about a suspect's immigration status, how could the government get an accurate statistic about illegal alien crime, even if they wanted to? But the one thing we can say with certainty is that every crime committed by an illegal is 100% preventable. Waldman's second point? That immigrants do not bring disease.
And that diseases like leprosy are being brought to our shores by undocumented immigrants.
Almost too stupid to respond to, but respond we shall. Let's look at TB. Cases continue to decline in the U.S. overall, yet according to a report from the well-known white supremacist organization, the Journal of the American Medical Association, in 2007, the TB rate in foreign-born persons was 10 times higher than in U.S.-born persons. Next, Waldman attacks the outrageous claim that illegal aliens are a burden to U.S. taxpayers by declaring that immigrants pay more in taxes than they use.
Now, the second myth we explore is that undocumented immigrants drain our social services while paying little or nothing in taxes. Like the crime myth, this too is completely false. Undocumented immigrants pay sales taxes, property taxes, income taxes, Social Security taxes, and Medicare taxes. And the most authoritative data on the subject indicate that overall, immigrants pay more in taxes than they get in social services.
Bottom line, illegals are either getting paid off the books, paying no taxes, or they're using fake documentation. Didn't we just talk about illegal alien crime? Of course, we foot the bill to prosecute and incarcerate those 100% preventable crimes. And that doesn't even get into the massive costs of health care, education, welfare, etc. In fact, the National Academy of Sciences estimates that each immigrant will result in a $100,000 net annual cost to taxpayers. Think an illegal earning a couple $100s a week pays that much back in taxes? In the interest of time, we'll group Waldman's last 3 points, which are to ridicule the very idea of a North American Union, Reconquista, and illegal aliens voting in U.S. elections.
And then finally, we have the urban legends. Now, watching these programs, you might come to believe that there are plans to construct a massive NAFTA superhighway running all the way from Mexico to Canada, and that there is a secret plan to join Mexico, the United States, and Canada in a North American Union similar to the European Union. Dobbs, in particular, has also argued that our electoral system is threatened by waves of voter fraud from undocumented immigrants trying to vote. All 3 of these shows have also discussed the Reconquista myth, that there is some kind of large, significant movement out there to take the American Southwest from Mexico.
Okay, here we go. North American Union. Waldman brings up the EU himself. Do we really need any other motivation to watch our own government like hawks than the disaster we've watched unfold across the Atlantic? And can you say spp.gov? Reconquista. Over 60 Mexican consulates on our soil. Military incursions across our border. Illegal aliens filling our streets to make demands of us via our own government. Nah, nothing to see here, folks. Move along. Illegal alien voting. It's already happening. It's been organized and supported by groups who have expressed an interest in using fraudulent voting to achieve their goal of amnesty and open borders. So what's the point of having talking points when they're so easy to take down? A valid question if you're fond of honest debate or just plain honesty. They're not. That's why they conflate illegal aliens and immigrants. That's why they back up their assertions with their own assertions instead of with facts. Because the easiest way to propagate a lie is to shut down those who are telling the truth. And we call BS on that. The victim, Russell Kelsey, 61. The criminal, Maria E. Garcia, 30, an illegal alien. The sentence, 1 year probation for perjury. The story. A pregnant Garcia was driving when contractions hit. She lost control of her car, ended up driving the wrong way, and slammed into Kelsey's vehicle. He died at the scene. During the course of their investigation, police discovered that Garcia had used a fake Social Security number to obtain a valid Indiana driver's license. The soft-headed judge's response? Quote, "She could have just as well been in this accident without ever obtaining the license." True. Just like she could have just as well been in this country to kill an American without ever obtaining the permission to come. Oh, wait! That's exactly what happened. Thank you, Judge Stephen Hyman, for making our point for us. Because if our government, at any level and at any point in time, had been doing its job, getting and keeping illegal aliens out of our country, Garcia wouldn't have been here, with or without a fraudulently obtained driver's license, to kill Russell Kelsey. And that makes this crime what? 100% preventable. The victim, a 48-year-old disabled woman from Jacksonville, Texas. The accused, Juventino Pisano, 25, an illegal alien. The charges, aggravated sexual assault and public intoxication. The story. The victim had undergone heart surgery on May 19th and was resting comfortably at home. She awoke at 3 a.m. on her first night back home to find lowlife Pisano on top of her, attempting to rape her. She cried for help, and the men in the household began pounding on the door. Pisano reportedly put his pants on, unlocked the door, and was tossed out of the house by the men, Texas style. So how could our utterly feckless government have prevented the sexual assault of a disabled woman recovering from heart surgery? Let me count the ways. 1. Pisano was in the country illegally in the first place. 2. In November of 2007, he was arrested for DWI and speeding. And 3. In March of this year, he was arrested and charged with assault, family violence, and public drinking. Of course, if our government, at any level and at any point in time, had been doing its job, getting and keeping illegal aliens out of our country, this scumbag wouldn't have been here to sexually assault a disabled woman in the middle of the night in her own bed. And that makes this crime what? 100% preventable. The first 100% preventable story was sent to us by our friend Chris. You know him as I See Illegals in Indiana if you read our blog. In his email he wrote, quote, "I tried for months to get them to report her immigration status, but the Republic refused." Now that's what we call citizen vigilance, watching the media and holding them responsible for what they report. And we'd like to see lots more of it. We can only cover so many stories per show. If it were just up to us, there would be an awful lot of media and government officials getting away with hiding the truth about this invasion. That's where you come in. Consider yourself deputized to pick up the phone and ask the tough questions. See a crime report that you suspect was committed by an illegal alien? Call or email the arresting police department or the news source and ask for more details. Let them know you're paying attention. And by all means, don't forget to let us know what you find out. And if they give you any guff, tell them Blogs4Borders sent you. Thanks for clicking in to this week's episode of the Blogs4Borders video blog burst. Get involved. Send us your news tips and story ideas. Send us your feedback and comments. Send us your money. And until next week, be vigilant, be vocal, and be unrelenting. We've got a country to save.